Hello to our crochet lover, my name is Dasha and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to make this flower headband that you can use either as a head accessory or a hip belt, as I know. To be honest, the pattern doesn't seem the easiest at first, but once you will understand the basic principles you will be able to crochet it without any instructions. Now let's get started. For the materials you will need hook number 3 and the cotton yarn of your choice. You also can use synthetic yarns if you want so. For one headband I use around 50 grams of yarn and this is my leftovers. We are going to work from the left to the right and just like this we are going to reach the top. Last one. For the first example I made 8 flowers, which is quite enough for my head. You decide how much flowers you would like to make. You can decide it along the process. So let's start. Take the yarn, make a knot, and make 4 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is how we're going to start our first flower. Work slip stitch into the very first chain. This is gonna be the center of our first flower. Next, chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn and work 3 treble crochet into the center of our 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. Next, 4 single crochet again and slip stitch into the center of our 4 chains, just like that. This is how we create our first petal. This pattern of chain 4, 3 double crochet and chain 4, this is gonna be our to-go pattern for every petal. Now let's repeat. Chain 4, 3, 4 and 3 treble crochet into the center. This is how we create first 2 petals of our first flower. Now we have to continue without finishing this very petal. So what should we do? Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. These 3 chains are going to be our connection between the flowers. Next, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. These 3 chains are going to be the part of the petal of the next flower. And again, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, in total we made 11 chains. Now, make a slip stitch into the first chain to create the center for the next flower. And this is how we start our next flower. Now, chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn and work 3 treble crochet into the center of our chain 4. 1, 2, 3. Chain 4 again to finish this petal and slip stitch into the middle. This is the first petal of our next flower. Now chain 4 and 3 treble crochet into the center again. Now you can see we created two halves of two flowers. We will finish them in the second row. For now, we repeat this formula. Chain 3, then chain 4, then again chain 4, create the center, petal number 1, petal number 2. But this second petal is unfinished. Chain 3, these 3 chains are for connecting the flowers. Next, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and again 1, 2, 3, 4. Create the center. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. Slip stitch. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. For our first petal, turn, find the center right here, and create the first petal. 3 treble crochet, chain 4, and finish the petal. Just like that. The next one, chain 4, 3 treble crochet, but don't finish this one with chain 4. Now you already can see how much centimeters or inches, if you like so, one flower will have. In that way you can measure how many flowers you should have to cover your head. Now when you are done with all your flowers, I made 8 of them, let's finish our last flower. Chain 4, and slip stitch. Now let's create 2 more petals. Now let's create our last petal. Chain 4, 3 treble crochet, now 1, 2, 3, 4, slip stitch. And just like that, we started our second row and finished our last flower. Now we have to get to this part of the flower, but we can touch this with chain. Instead of that, we have to make an arc. This one. For this, we make chain 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and with slip stitch we connect this arc, this chain, to the start of our next flower. Like this. Now we have to finish this flower. We left this very petal unworked, if you remember. It lacks 4 chain right here, that's why we chain 4. And slip stitch into the center. And this is how we get to the center, finishing our previous petal. Now let's make others. Chain 4. 3 treble crochet, chain 4 again, slip stitch. The first petal is done, and the last one, chain 4, 3 treble crochet, and instead of making chain 4 again and slip stitch into the center, we make slip stitch into the first stitch right here. So count 3 stitches from here or 4 stitches from here as you wish, and make slip stitch. Just like that. Now chain 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and slip stitch again to the start of the first petal or last petal of our next flower. Repeat the steps of creating arcs and reconnecting our petals with 4 chains from here, from this, let it call like a bridge, and we will meet right here. Okay guys, the sun is gone, so now we have to now I have to continue with this lighting. Okay, when you reach your last flower and made your very last petal, chain 4 and slip stitch. This is how you finish the last flower. Now let's proceed to our row 3. To do this, we have to go up from here to here. So how do we make them? Insert your hook into your working loop, turn. So now work slip stitches right from here to the top of this petal, then down of this petal, again down, and right to here. And this is how we will smoothly move from this corner to the top of this petal. So work slip stitch into every stitch from our petal to create a smooth transition. And stop. So look, we were here and now we are here, and this is where we're gonna to start our row 3. Now we will make pretty the same thing we made in our second row, but we will connect our petals to these arcs and to the other flowers. So chain 3, next chain 4, chain 4 again, and slip stitch, turn, and let's create our petal again, one more time. The first petal is done, so now we have to connect this one petal, unfinished one, to this arc. Find the middle of this, so we have 4 stitches here, chains, and 4 chains here into the fifth one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and make a slip stitch. Turn again and finish the petal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can see how we already connected our next flower with this arc. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, the next petal, we have to connect this flower with this one. To do this, we will make another slip stitch into the top of the second petal, if we are counting from the right to left, so right here. Like this. Before that, we make 1, 2, 3. This is our connecting chains. As usual, always it's 3 chain. And slip stitch into the top of the second petal. And this is how we connected our third row and our first petal in the next row with the other flowers and the arc. So now continue, chain 3. All the same as we do here, as we start right here. Chain 3, then chain 4, then chain 4 again, slip stitch to create the middle of the next flower, turn, chain 4, create the petal, connect your first petal of the next flower with the arc here, find the 5th chain, mine is here, slip stitch, chain 4, finish the flower, chain 4 for the next petal, chain 3, and connect it with the top of this petal, just like that. This is how we create our third row. You can see the pattern already. So the next step are basically all the same. First of all, we create 2 petals, connecting them with the row below, and the next row we're finishing our flowers. So continue until you reach your last flower right here. And I will tell you what to do next. Now when you finish your third row and you're done with your next petal and you already created chain 3 to connect them with this petal, just work slip stitch and turn. First of all, we have to get right here from here. To do this, slip stitch all around to our unworked, unfinished petal right here. This is how we moved back. So what do we have now? We have unfinished petal and we need 2 more petals right here. So I'm gonna finish this one at first. Chain 4, slip stitch into the center. And now we have to add 2 more petals. Now the same situation we had in our second row. We have to finish the last petal of the flower, but we don't have to make chain 4. Instead of that, we just make slip stitch into the 4th chain of this bridge, of these chains. Slip stitch. And here we go. Now we have to create another arc. Chain 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. And slip stitch right here. So we got to another flower. This is it. Now you have just to repeat this very step, finishing each flower of this row. So now you have to chain 4 to finish this flower, then add 2 more petals. The next petal would be unworked. We will slip stitch it right here, and then again chain 9, create an arc right here, slip stitch here, and repeat all along. So that's it. Now you have instruction of the 4 rows, how to make 4 rows, and basically you just repeat the 3rd row and the 2nd row, and that's it. Continue working with your headband, and I will meet you when you will have the last flower. Now when you are done with your last flower and your triangle is almost ready, let's finish the last flower and fasten up. I already made my 3 treble crochet, so I chain 4, slip stitch. The last flower is done. Now I'm going to make some slip stitches through this little bridge to these flowers just to secure the thread. Don't forget to hide your yarn tail. And this is how we finish our triangle. Now we have to make some borders across our first row. You might also notice that in the first prototype I connected the flowers to the base row in a different way. In this video I'll be using a different method to attach them so the result looks neater and more geometrically aligned. For our ropes I'm gonna make chain 50, and when you make chain 50 we will have to connect the chain with our first petal of the very first flower. Start making the chains. I'm making 50 chains. You can make more if you want your rope to be longer, or less if you want your rope to be shorter. It absolutely depends on your head size. Now, when you make your chains, turn your headband, your triangle, with the wrong side facing us. You can see that this is the right side and this is the wrong side. And now I'm going to connect our chains with the second petal right here with a slip stitch. Done. Now we have to get to the central petal of the next flower. To do this, chain 4 and then chain 7. So you can have 11 stitches, 11 chains total. Then slip stitch. This is how we are going to connect our base of the headband with all the flowers in the first row. So repeat, chain 4, chain 7, and slip stitch. Repeat until the end. When you reach the other end of your headband, make the same number of chains you made right here. I'm gonna make 50 chains. When you're done making your chains, turn your work, chain 1, and work half double crochet all across our chains. And just like that, we finished the headband. You can add one more row of half double crochet if you want this row to be wider. If not, fasten off and hide your yarn tail. Don't forget to block the headband, it really makes a big difference. I blocked this piece using just warm water and soap, but if you are using acrylic yarn, steaming alone should be enough. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like to see more crochet content, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and follow me for more on Instagram. That's where I share behind the scenes, sneak peeks and pattern updates. See you in the next video!